Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? I'm still in England. In the meantime, I have this review of the BMD-4! Holy crap! Been waiting to review this one. So, the BMD-4, in my opinion, is superior to the BMP-3M. And is by far the best AFV at Tier 7. Because of one word, flexibility. Long ass fucking word. In the meantime, let's get the comparison set up for this little bugger. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you the armor profile basically is if you get hit, you get penetrated. You might have bounced the occasional shot, but it's very, very rare. In the meantime, its frag cannon does not do quite as much damage as the BMP-3's, nor does its autocannon do quite as much damage or have quite as much penetration. Actually, I'm thinking it's a little more pen. I stand corrected. No, it doesn't have quite as much penetration as the BMD-3's. And they both do similar damage, but it does less. Why is it better then? Profile is one good word I would use to describe its advantages. So it has less CPM. Its autocannon will not outperform the BMP-3's autocannon. And I think the missiles on the two vehicles are almost, if not completely, identical. The BMD-4's missile packs a little more damage, but slightly less penetration by like 30 damage and 3 less pen. They both fire out of the 100mm frag cannon. So, what makes this thing better if it has less hit points, less armor on the hull, more armor on the turret, oddly enough, but we'll go over what that does for you in a minute. One, it's faster. It's much faster to accelerate, and it's much faster to get up to its top speed. It won't do the top end speed like the BMP-3, but in the footage, you'll see this thing, it really ramps up the speed. 2, aim time. Holy shit, not only does it aim quicker, so much faster, almost a full second quicker, but it maintains its small circle on the move. It's just good like that. Now, they both have the same gun depression off the front, and this thing does have worse gun depression off the rear, fair enough. But it has a much, much smaller profile than the BMP-3M, and also has a better camouflage rating by a mile. Even with 10 less view range, it's still going to pack and see the BMP-3M before the BMP-3M sees it in all conditions. Moving, sitting still, or the BMP-3 moving or sitting still, doesn't matter. The BMD-4 will spot you first. And spotting in an AFV is life! In addition to this, it has a much, have I said much enough? Faster turret traverse. Holy crap! That turret whips around like it ain't nobody's tomorrow. So faster to accelerate, faster to get up to top speed by like a lot. Better camouflage rating, will outspot it in all conditions, and has a quicker turret and faster aim time. All the things about an AFV that truly matter go to the BMD-4, not to the BMP-3. Now let's get into the Weasel. The Weasel's autocannon is inferior to the BMD-4. So they both have the same penetration, but the Weasel's autocannon does a lot less damage per hit. The Weasel's autocannon has basically the same rate of fire, but it takes longer to reload, so on top of that, it has a much, much lower DPM. The Weasel 1 has no armor. The BMD-4 surprisingly has 80mm of turret armor on the front, which means that occasionally you will see rounds ricochet off of it, particularly from autocannons. I was surprised by this, but in fact, autocannons aiming directly at the BMD-4's turret do bounce consistently. Otherwise, they penetrate. And to emphasize where that front of the turret is, it is only and only this section right here around the gun mantle. This is side armor at 35mm. This will get penetrated, but this right here, right in front of the gun mantle, is 80mm. Now, it doesn't accelerate as fast or have as close to the top speed of the Weasel, but damn is it close. at only 15 hundredths of a second slower to get to 32 kph, and both of them will reach their top speeds at relatively the same time. Now, the Weasel will consistently outspot you. However, you do have almost the same camouflage rating, almost the same view range. By outspot you, I mean by like 10 or 15 meters. If the Weasel's sitting still, it will spot you first. If you're sitting still, you will probably see the Weasel before he sees you. You are more accurate than the Weasel, even if you have less gun depression. Your aim time is much better. Your characteristics of shooting on the move are exceptionally much better. You have much more flexibility in the fact you have a frag cannon and a missile launcher. Your choice, depending upon your target. And your turret traverse, while slower than the Weasel's, is made up for by a much, much quicker hull traverse. I was surprised by this. Now, we've gone over all of its competitors, the things that we'll have to compete at for Tier 7 for the top beast. Do I actually have gameplay footage of this one? Why, yes. Yes, I do. Oh, that's the wrong one. Back in a second. This is not the review. Not the review. Bad Fiaura. Bad. You're all laughing at me right now, and I'm just smiling and going, everybody makes mistakes. Give me a break. I'm having to record all of this and make sure you have enough videos for your statement of your entertainment while I'm in London. Ramka BMD-4 review. There we go. Got the right one. And now you guys just saw your preview if you were paying attention for the next video. That's right, everyone. It's the LAV3 600 review is the next video. And now I'm going to move the camera like a good girl, and so you guys can see my HP bar, but not, you know, necessarily reveal the chat, so that people who are being jackasses aren't named and shamed as much as I would like to name and shame them. Been asked to refrain from doing that, so I'm going to be nice. Now the BMD-4, as you can see, has almost 1700 hit points, which is quite a bit actually, when you consider the fact that the Terminator has 400 less hit points at a tier lower, and it's the fucking Terminator. Dear Obsidian, buff Terminators, please. And Ramka 99s. They desperately need it. They need to be more like the Honey Bradley. And look at what I spot. Missile out. Poor XM1. Poor XM1. He is, well, both the enemy's XM1 and our XM1 are having a bad day. And Frag Cannon does 226 damage to the front of a Challenger 1. That's right. Frag Cannon, everyone. Abuse it. You're basically an artillery. I got spotted there by something firing autocannon rounds. And while I don't deliver much per shot, I deliver more than enough. I'm annoying, and that's the important part. And the frag cannon doesn't always do damage. I mean, it's just how it works. Sometimes it just doesn't pack enough oomph to knock the crap out of something like you want it to. But I am blowing off his ERA, thinning out his side armor for everyone else, and generally making that Challenger regret the poor life decisions. Now it is time to go in. The BMD-4 is very, very as I said, the word for it is flexibility and versatility. You can be a brawling AFV and get away with it. You've got just enough hit points and you've got plenty of DACA. You can be a long-range sniper and get away with it. You can, there's a lot of stuff you can do. And it shoots on the move. It also shoots at long range and tears up Centauro 120s for breakfast. As you can see from this poor Centauro 120 that I've just stripped 3/4 of his hit points off. And then I tried to hit him with a frag cannon while I reloaded the autogun. Ah. Oh, no you don't. I'm gonna tear that little ass up. I'm gonna tear your ass up too. Was that worth it? Was it worth the 30 of your hit points? I hope it was. Yeah, you did about the same damage to me, but I only had to fire once. You had to fire repeatedly. Ah. Frag cannon, you failed me! You failed me, frag cannon! However, autogun does not. Poor weasel. Will you lay off, Fiaura? Fiaura is my platoon mate. Will you lay... Oh, it's on now, weasel. It's on now. You dead. You dead, weasel. You and your weaselly goodness can go to hell. You die, you go hell. No, you don't! No, you don't! Enough of your shenaniganry as I look for shots. Now, as I said, you can be a brawler. You have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful. But you can do it, and that's the important thing. And now I'm just imagining the guy from the water boy going, "You can do it!" I am shooting him in the commander's hatch religiously. Now this Centauro 120, for some stupid reason, sits there and saves his shot for me. Doesn't shoot the Challenger that's in front of him, which could have actually helped his team win the game. Saves his shot for me. I probably should not have closed up to this range, considering I'm a one-shot for him and considering I'm relying on teammates to not be stupid. And I'm relying on my autogun to actually hit the target. But my teammates were fucking stupid and not waiting and anticipating him. Not even Fiaura was actually sitting back anticipating him like he should have. Instead, he went over exposing his underbelly, and he's a potential one-shot from the Centauro 120 as well. Which, I'm a firm believer, the Centauro 120 needs a goddamn nerf. It really, 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 really needs a fucking nerf. I think it's the reason why alpha damage at tier 7 goes from you know, 400 to 500 for main battle tanks to going to tier 8 where you suddenly have 600 to 800 point shots flinging out at people. And then tier 9 and 10 just get worse because they have to compete with the Centauro 120. Makes sense. But that's my rant on the Centauro 120. There needs to be a rebalance and a redoing of the numbers as far as damage and hit points are concerned in order to lower damage overall effect on HP. Now, if I were still alive, I would be able to continue brawling and be able to keep going in. But Fiaura is going to pull up here and deal with this T-80, I think. Ooh. And the missiles from the 113 are actually pretty lethal if they can hit. Wondering if Fiaura is going to get a hit today. Finally does, and the Weasel goes in and finishes the job. Now some of you might be going, "You can't have done that well. You died." And I'm like, yeah, I did die, didn't I? I did kick the bucket, as it were. But I can assure you, I did pretty damn well for a little BMD-4. Pretty damn well. Let's go find them results, shall we? Here we have it. BMD-4. SLA V6. Ah! Fiaura, stop screwing around! Here we go. So I did 5,979 damage. 4 kills. Yeah, that's how you play this vehicle. You play it very aggressively, you don't play passively, and you most certainly are not afraid to dive in and brawl it out with the best of them. This is a very, very good transition, I think, from the Honey Bradley at tier 6 into the tier 7 arena of main battle tank heaven, apparently. because this little thing packs just enough punch to say screw you, and I like it. Now, if you go up beyond this, I'd recommend going for the Warrior, not the Ramka at the present time, because the Ramka, well, here's the review for it right now. Go ahead, go click on it. I promise not to rant about why the Ramka needs a buff for 20 minutes. I only did it for 19 minutes and 58 seconds. Ha, I had 2 seconds to spare. In the meantime, if you did have a good time, you found this review helpful or what have you, please make sure you hit the like button. If you like to see more stuff by me, Fiaura, you can subscribe. If you like to support the channel, you can do so through the Patreon, or you can check out the ad at the end of the video. In the meantime, from my house to yours, this is Fiaura, and I hope to see all of your lovely faces next time. Bye-bye, everyone.